Good evening, students. Today we are going to learn about the properties of carbon compounds. We will learn what are the various kind of properties, and in that properties, what are the important ones. Those things we will understand. A student, properties can be classified into broader two categories. One is called as chemical properties, another is called as physical properties. Chemical properties are those properties which are exhibited during their chemical changes. Chemical changes means chemical reaction. Means the properties of one atom or behavior of one atom toward the other atom while it is going to combine or react with it. So therefore, reactions are always considered under the chemical properties. The important reaction regarding the carbon compound we have to learn is the very first is called combustion. Combustion simply means burning of the compound in air. Means it is combination or it is combining of any compound with oxygen which is present in air. While burning means the substance is combining with oxygen, but this oxygen is supplied by air, or this oxygen is obtained from the air. So when this carbon compound like methane, ethane, or whatever alkane we are going to consider, while it combine with the oxygen present in air, then what it will produce? It will always produce carbon dioxide, heat and light, all those things. The next one is called oxidation. Oxidation means again it is the addition with oxygen, but there is a difference between oxidation and combustion. In oxidation, the oxygen atom is supplied by oxidizing agent. So this oxygen atom is not obtained from the air. That is the main difference. Oxidizing agent used to supply the oxygen are potassium permanganate, KMnO4, potassium dichromate, K2Cr2O7. So this KMnO4, potassium dichromate, these are oxidizing agent. These molecule will also supply the oxygen to the carbon compound, and the carbon compound get converted into new kind of carbon compound, maybe organic or inorganic. We will say when aldehyde is oxidized, it gets converted into carboxylic acid. Even alcohol also get finally converted into the carboxylic acid. Those things. Next one is substitution. Substitution means simply replacement of one atom by the other. Say methane, which contain all the hydrogen with the carbon. So one of the hydrogen can be replaced by the halogen, say chlorine, in presence of the UV ray. So this way, replacing 3 hydrogen atoms from the methane, we can get trichloromethane called as chloroform. So chloroform is obtained by substitution reaction. What is the substitution? That we will see. We will write few reactions. The next reaction is our addition reaction. This is very important. Mostly the unsaturated compound like alkene and alkyne, they undergoes addition. Means 2 or more atoms combine together to form the single product. Like here, ethene is taken. So adding hydrogen over this ethene, it can form ethane. Adding hydrogen over the alkene or alkyne is called hydrogenation. So hydrogenation, here we have to learn about the hydrogenation. Means this structure is our means this one, adding hydrogen is our hydrogenation. So we have to learn about hydrogenation. Adding halogen atom like bromine, chlorine over the unsaturated compound, it is called as halogenation. Halogenation. So these two things, hydrogenation and halogenation, we will learn in this addition reaction. So regarding chemical properties, we have to learn about these 4 reactions. Then coming to the physical properties, physical properties like the appearances, melting point, boiling point, which are physically means the entity of the material or the compound is not changing. They are called as the physical properties. So what is the state of existence? What are the melting point? What is their molecular mass? Their smell or odor, their appearances, their trending in homologous series. These are the physical properties. So these things we have to learn. Students, let us start with the chemical properties of carbon. So write the chemical properties of carbon compounds. This we are going to learn. The very first we will learn about combustion, means combustion of carbon compound. So right, combustion of carbon compound. Of carbon compounds. In this combustion, we will discuss about both saturated and unsaturated. So we are going to discuss about the combustion of alkane and alkene and alkyne. Means alkane, which is the saturated, and alkene, alkyne. These two are in unsaturated category. And the alkane is the saturated. This is the saturated. So what makes difference between the saturated and unsaturated compound, that we also have to understand. And in this topic, we will list down those differences also. Students, if you are taking any carbon compound and if you are heating it in air, this oxygen is obtained from the air. So whether you are writing O2 or air, or this O2 from air, that is the best way of writing. This oxygen is taken from air, then it always gives you carbon dioxide, then heat and light. Sometime if there are other compound like nitrogen is present, then nitrogen dioxide, sulfur is present, sulfur dioxide, those things are also produced. Okay, hydrogen is there, means water will produce. These are the auxiliary thing. But the important thing is carbon dioxide, heat, light are always produced. In addition to this carbon dioxide, maybe water, maybe your nitrogen is present in this carbon compound, means the derivative of carbon compound like cyanide you are taking, NO2, if sulfur is there, SO2. So these things are depending on presence of nitrogen and sulfur. So if nitrogen, sulfur are present in that carbon compound, it is this one. Students, so this is the most general way of understanding. Means when the carbon compound is undergoing combustion, it always produces carbon dioxide, no doubt in that. And whatever the other product like water or nitrogen dioxide or sulfur dioxide, that depends on the nature of carbon compound. Okay, that is one thing. Now coming to this alkane or saturated carbon dioxide, or let us simply first consider the carbon itself, because the carbon can exist in atomic form, carbon itself. Can anyone tell me the atomic form of the carbon? Means where only carbon is present? Yeah, tell me quickly.
Sir, coal.
Okay, coal. Anything else? Yeah.
Diamond.
Very good. This I was expecting. If you are even taking the graphite, diamond, fluorine, okay, all these are nothing but the carbon itself. If you are burning it, then what it will produce? Means burning in air, means it will react with the oxygen of the air and it will produce you CO2. Then with this burning you will get large amount of heat and light also. Get it? So it is the very first reaction that we have to keep in mind. If we are burning the carbon, it always gives the carbon dioxide. If oxygen, this oxygen is obtained from air, and this carbon dioxide only if, so this reaction, if O2 in excess is adequate, means sufficient amount of oxygen is present there. If oxygen is not sufficient, then it can produce also CO, some of the CO2 also, then heat, then light. So this CO2 is produced if oxygen is not adequate or not enough. Like we had learned in our chemistry, we have learned in our physics, the glucose molecule undergoes different kind of respiration to give different products depending on how much oxygen present in our cell. In the similar fashion, if the oxygen is sufficient, it will always give carbon dioxide. So giving carbon dioxide, heat and light, it is called as complete combustion. The complete combustion. But getting carbon monoxide is indication that oxygen is not sufficient and carbon is undergoing incomplete combustion. So this is our incomplete combustion. Okay, write this. This is important. Incomplete combustion. So incomplete combustion. So in incomplete combustion, the energy released or heat released will also be lesser, like anaerobic respiration. So what is indication of incomplete combustion? Question is asked in MCQ. It is the production of CO2. So while CO2 is produced and the combustion is incomplete, it produces lot of smoke. Okay? And the heat produces leisure. So in this case, leisure heat, but smoke or the flame will not be yellow, but sooty flame will be there, or the flame contains some blackish particle. So sooty flame is there, or even the yellow flame will be there. But if the combustion is complete, it can give you blue flame. Okay, it is this one. So which kind of flame is obtained if we are taking the alkane, alkene and alkyne? Those things we have to learn. Here I had explained combustion of carbon only. So while carbon is undergoing the combustion, means reacting with the oxygen present in air, or if we are heating the or if we are burning the carbon, means like the wood itself, like the coal, graphite or diamond, though their burning point will be different. Even if we are considering the wood, the maximum content is carbon itself, though it is the carbon compound like cellulose is there in the wood. So when carbon is undergoing the combustion, it produces carbon dioxide, heat and light. Student, the purpose of combustion is what? The prime requirement is for getting the heat, like for cooking purposes and many other purposes. Still in our villages, this method is used today. But the problem with this is that this combustion of carbon produces this carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is harmful for our environment as well as our life. Even the carbon monoxide is produced during the incomplete combustion, which is more harmful. Why? The CO2 is carrying greenhouse effect. So those things we also have to understand. So it is a greenhouse gas. So this leads to global warming. So what are the drawbacks? That I will also write later. This CO, if the incomplete combustion means carbon monoxide is produced, it is very harmful for the human. If you are breathing, then your hemoglobin or hemoglobin will be killed, because permanent oxyhemoglobin is formed and the oxygen carrying capacity of hemoglobin is reduced or killed. By this way, this carbon monoxide could be the lethal. Ultimately, it could lead to the death also. Okay, student? So it is toxic. It is toxic in nature. It is killing our hemoglobin. So this way, burning of carbon, if it is giving the carbon monoxide, it is more harmful. Therefore, this incomplete combustion is always tried to avoid, either in our domestic use or in our industrial use. Where these things are happening, the same thing is happening in our vehicle also, where we are using the carbon fuel, the petroleum, though they are the carbon compound, but still they are ultimately they are producing carbon dioxide, heat. Light is not the prime purpose, but this heat is produced inside our combustion engine, in our car or in our vehicle. Because of that, the piston start moving forward and backward. As a result, that linear motion is converted into rotational motion, and that rotates our wheel and we are able to move. So we are using this carbon as a good fuel. Okay, student? So this is the carbon. Now, if we consider the next, the nature of flame, or let me write few more. The second one, take this methane. If you are taking the methane, say CH4, it is combining with oxygen. What it will give, a student? Can you complete the reaction? It will be CO2 if it is the complete reaction. Hydrogen and oxygen is there. It will give you H2O. Okay, plus heat plus light is also there, or many a time heat and light is written, mean the same thing. A student, from here we are understanding that if we are using this methane, what is this methane? If it is in the compressed form, then it is called CNG. This methane is called as natural gas, and in compressed form used in vehicle as CNG. It is also called as natural gas. Natural gas. The main constituent of natural gas is methane. The compressed and liquefied form of it is not the liquefied, the compressed form of this methane gas is called compressed natural gas. CNG. So question are asked in MCQs. What is the constituent of CNG? It is the methane. Get it? So it is called as compressed natural gas. Okay, the main constituent is methane. So you have to keep in mind, do not forget. What is this CNG? CNG means methane. Get it? So methane in compressed, highly compressed, but it is not in liquefied form like our LPG. LPG, the gas is compressed in such a way that it gets converted to liquid form. But in CNG, it is not in liquid form. Highly compressed, but still in the form of gas. Their method are different. So one is controlling the temperature, whether liquefaction is required or not, that is done. The oxygen here, this is from our air. This is the oxygen. So student, what is the byproduct of burning the methane? It is the water. So water is not a problem, not harmful, but CO2, excess of CO2 leads to global warming. So it is a greenhouse gas. It leads to global warming. Means the temperature of our environment is rising day by day if the concentration of CO2 is increased or increasing in our environment. A student, the important thing is that question is asked in CNG or in CNG vehicle, after combustion of CNG or after the combustion of fuel, what is the byproduct released? Carbon dioxide and hydrogen, carbon dioxide and water. What is there? A student, it is the water which is produced, not the hydrogen. This thing we have to keep in mind. So here, the production of hydrogen is not there, rather it is the water. This is important to keep in mind. So that's why it is called as clean fuel, because it is producing water. But this CO2, whatever the amount it is generated, it is even causing the global warming. But the amount of CO2 is very, very lesser. Another thing, if this is undergoing the incomplete combustion, then it will produce carbon monoxide. That will be harmful. Let us go for the next, third one. Let us take one more compound. If we are considering the alcohol, or yes, let us take the alcohol itself, CH2OH. Even if this is burning, what it will produce? A student, the same thing, CO2, H2O plus heat and light. Are we getting? So this way we can write any of the carbon compound is always giving us the carbon dioxide and water if it is complete combustion. But if it is incomplete combustion, then it can give carbon monoxide. So write a note here. Incomplete combustion gives CO. CO is what? Carbon monoxide, which is toxic and harmful. Which is toxic. Toxic means a bit having poisonous characteristic and harmful, because it can kill the hemoglobin. This thing we have learned in our biology. Okay, students, so just you keep in mind. So incomplete combustion is harmful than the complete combustion. A student, after this, here we are getting that it is producing some light. So burning of this carbon compound can be verified by the presence of their flame. So right, different kind of flame. So first is this one. The second property is different kind means it is related to our color of flame is obtained with different carbon compound. Okay, student. So what are these different kind of flame produced? All these aldehyde, ketone, carboxylic acid, etc. are not required. We have to just understand about the saturated and unsaturated. So write down in this, the saturated hydrocarbon always produces bluish flame and they are always undergoing the complete combustion. So write saturated hydrocarbon, it is asked color. Hydrocarbon gives clean bluish flame. Like we are observing even our LPG. If there is complete combustion, then a stove gives the blue flame. But if there is any other material stuck to our pot which is placed over the stove, then it start giving some yellowish flame in that region only. Why? The incomplete combustion occurred there. Oxygen supply is not sufficient to that particular part of the flame where the LPG is burning after conversion into gas. Okay, so it is this one. So saturated compound always gives clean bluish flame. So here always we mean for complete combustion. If there is incomplete combustion, then this color gets changes. So the default meaning is our complete combustion. Okay, student. So clean bluish flame is indication that it is the complete combustion of saturated hydrocarbon. Okay, so right. So it is on complete combustion, but sooty flame, I mean the yellowish flame or with some soot, the black dust particle, and sooty flame on incomplete combustion. Complete combustion. I had already explained what is this incomplete combustion and complete combustion. Okay, so this statement we have to keep in mind. So it is first important point is this one. It is asked. The next one is if we consider the unsaturated carbon compound, then the color gets changed and the color is yellow. Unsaturated hydrocarbon gives yellow flame. Okay, student. So for unsaturated, this way by observing the flame, we can tell whether there is burning of the saturated carbon compound or saturated hydrocarbon or unsaturated hydrocarbon. So it is not only even up to this much. It gives yellow flame along with this, with even the black smoke also, or lot of soot also. So with lot of soot or even the black smoke, let me write this time, with black smoke. So this is important thing that we need to understand, how this saturated and unsaturated can be differentiated. So it can be differentiated based on their flame also. This thing we have to keep in mind. For saturated and unsaturated, let me mark it. Saturated gives clean bluish on complete combustion, but sooty, and also this is also slightly yellowish on incomplete combustion. But unsaturated always gives yellow flame with lot of smoke. Okay, please keep in mind whatever I'm highlighting, these are very important, so that you have to keep in mind. A student, the another important one is here the acetylene or alkene. A student, here one is called as acetylene flame. What is this acetylene flame? It is in your book and it was asked many times. Acetylene flame. What is this acetylene? It is the common name of, it is the common name of your ethylene. Ethylene. Sorry. Write the UPSC name. Ethine. Okay, now it is this one. So the common name of ethine means, what is this ethine? It is our CH triple bond CH. It is this one. Get it? So when this is burning, it gives the good amount of heat. So this is our ethine or acetylene. So this acetylene and oxygen means the mixture of these two. These are kept in a cylinder. Means collectively they are present in a cylinder. And this cylinder or this gas is used for welding purposes. You are getting that for welding many a time some flame is required. Means the flame welding, there the metals are welded, exclude this electrical welding. So that welding, the gas used or the flame used is this acetylene mixed with certain amount of oxygen. Collectively they are present in the single cylinder, so used for welding. So this mixture is burned to nearly melt the metal so that the two metal will try to stuck with each other. So the flame used or on burning this mixture, the flame produced is called as the acetylene flame. A student, here we have to keep in mind it is the oxygen, not air. Getting now? The cylinder itself contain ethylene or acetylene and oxygen. So you may write it cannot be air. Means air, or just taking pure acetylene and just burning in open atmosphere, that is not called as acetylene flame. So acetylene flame simply means the flame of burning of mixture of ethane and air. Can we write like that? Or acetylene flame, MCQ are framed. Ethane and air, ethane and oxygen, ethane and hydrogen, that way. So we should be very careful. It is ethane and oxygen. Okay, this was asked. So what is acetylene flame? The flame produced on burning the mixture of, or simply this ethane and oxygen, their mixture, used for welding purposes, is called as acetylene flame. Because if you are taking the air, then there is always incomplete combustion. The heat release will be lesser. Get it? So this acetylene flame is another important thing what is being asked many a time. Why this oxygen? You may write here. Since oxygen is present inside the cylinder itself, means there will always be a complete combustion. This is to ensure complete combustion. Complete combustion. Why oxygen is used? This may be asked in your NTSE. So it was about our flame produced. But what is the harmful effect of this combustion? That we have to learn. We had written some global warming and other thing, right? The harmful effect of this combustion. What are the harmful effect of this combustion? We have to write it. So write harmful effect of combustion.
So,
yeah.
So can you just show the previous page?
You people do not want to refer the videos. Okay, let me display it. So write it quickly. This thing?
Yes, sir.
Or even before?
No, sir, this one.
Okay. These are very important. Which one is producing which kind of flame and what is their harmful effect?
Done, sir.
Okay, students. Here we are observing that whatever the carbon compound we are taking, on burning means on burning or combustion. Combustion means it is reacting with oxygen. It always produces CO2. Okay. It may produce carbon monoxide. It may produce nitrogen dioxide or nitrogen trioxide if nitrogen is present in this carbon compound, like protein molecule. It was producing the nitrogen in our body during respiration, and that was removed through our kidney. So a student, another this sulfur dioxide, this thing, in addition to the water, heat, and light. Though this heat and light are required for us, for that purpose we are burning this carbon compound. Water is not at all a problem. But the carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, and sulfur dioxide, these have some harmful effect. So these have harmful effect. Where harmful means it is going to harm something on our environment, and the life. How it is going to affect? So very first, if I am considering the carbon dioxide. So since it is a greenhouse gas. Write in bracket. What do you mean by GHG? It is a greenhouse gas. As a result, it can trap the sunlight in itself. Because of trapping of sunlight, the atmospheric temperature will continuously rise. Whatever the light and heat we are getting from the sun, that again have to be dissipated into the environment. Otherwise, if it is continuously getting trapped or collected on the Earth's surface, the Earth's temperature will rise. So this phenomena of trapping of heat and light of sun, as a result, the Earth temperature is rising globally. Do not think it is for the India. It's all over the globe. So this process is called as global warming. Right? A greenhouse gas. So can trap. So a greenhouse gas, as it traps solar, means from the sun what we are getting, heat and light, due to which Earth temperature is rising. Temperature is rising. This rise in temperature is called as global warming. Rise in temperature of Earth is called global warming. Global means the globe, entire Earth. Globe also called as Earth. Now, why this rise in temperature is a problem with this environment and for their life? What can happen? Rise in temperature. As a result, our glaciers can melt and the sea level can rise. So this, what is the effect? It can melt the frozen glaciers and sea level will rise. When this glacier, say the Himalayan glacier, many more glaciers are there. If they are melting, where this water will go? Sea or ocean level will rise. While the rise in ocean level, the low-lying islands like our Earth, Andaman Nicobar or Lakshadweep, even the low-lying countries also like Sri Lanka, Maldives may get submerged. So this is a life threat. Get submerged. Correct? So this way it is a life threat. So just disturbing the temperature of Earth means disturbing the environment is not there. It is also connected with the life. It is the first thing. So carbon dioxide is finished. Coming to this carbon monoxide, the second one. Student, I am writing point wise. It is very important for you to understand. It will be useful in your academic as well as your NTSE everywhere. So this is our carbon monoxide, student. carbon monoxide. So this is a harmful to human. As what is the problem? It kills the oxygen carrying capacity of our hemoglobin. Okay, capacity of so if the oxygen is not supplied to different cells by the blood, what will happen? As a result, it may be or it may lead to death, or it may be lethal, may lead to death. Not immediately, after various suffocation and the problem. Let us come to the third one. It is also a greenhouse gas, but the intensity of carrying the greenhouse effect by the carbon monoxide is quite lesser than the carbon dioxide. A student, even this nitrogen, means this CO2, nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide also have the good greenhouse capacity. But their problem is something different. There we will focus. So write on the third one is our nitrogen and sulfur dioxide. This I will explain simultaneously. NOx and SOx. Means it could be NO2, it may produce NO3, okay, SO2, SO3, pen is not able to write that much faster what I want to write. Okay, students, so these nitrogenous oxides and sulfur oxides, right, these are nitrogen oxides. Whether nitrogen monoxide, dioxide or trioxide, do not worry for that. And sulfur oxides are formed on combustion as the fuel or as the fossils fuel. The fossils fuel like petroleum itself contains some amount of nitrogenous compound mixed with it. Even after the mining, it contains some nitrogen and sulfur itself. So these nitrogen and sulfur are inherent to the mining process. Getting? So wherever mining is there, always this nitrogen and sulfur compound will be there. As a result, if you are burning it, it will produce this nitrogen oxide and sulfur oxide. Okay? So as fossils fuel inherently contain nitrogen compound. Now, this nitrogen oxide and nitrogen sulfur, or sulfur oxide, which is obtained on combustion, creating which kind of problem? That we have to understand. A student, this nitrogen dioxide, if it is coming in contact with the water vapor present in our atmosphere, it is able to form HNO3. So what is this NO2? From where it is coming? From the combustion of carbon fuel. From where this H2O? So as moisture in atmosphere, as moisture in atmosphere. Do not think that this nitrogen dioxide, which is the gas, it have to be dissolved into the water, then this will produce. So it have inherent characteristic to combine with the water vapor present in atmosphere to give HNO3. What is this HNO3? A student, this is called as nitric acid. Okay, it is very strong acid. Another one, even if we are considering the SO2, maybe SO3 or SO, always mean the same. Okay, also with the H2O, again from where this SO, same, means this one and this one, it is common for both, same. This H2O from the water vapor, it can produce H2SO4. Get it? So this is called as sulfuric acid. Where these are formed? So these are formed in atmosphere. Write in bracket. These are formed in atmosphere. Now, during the rain or during the rainy season or even mist or falling of mist, what is happening? The water droplet present in the atmosphere that is falling on the earth. If this nitric acid or sulfuric acid is formed in the atmosphere, what will happen? So this thing can come on earth during the rain. So this thing fall on earth during rain. So such rain which contains such acids so that the pH value is lesser than 6, then it is called as acid rain. Okay, so this leads to fall on earth during rain and called as acid rain. So what is the cause of acid rain? The carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide or carbon monoxide, sorry, the nitrogen dioxide and nitrogen monoxide or nitrogen trioxide and sulfur dioxide, trioxide, these things. Okay, and this acid rain is very harmful. About this we have learned in our chemistry, so you have to connect with those things. So pH value will change. While the pH value will change, the land will no longer remain fertile. Even this acid, while falling on the plant will get damaged. So acid burn may occur. So it destroys the life. Not only life, even the monuments like Taj Mahal, which is made up of calcium carbonate or marble. Calcium carbonate is basic, it is acidic, it will react, so ultimately it will degrade. So the shininess of these monuments are getting reduced or being faded. It is not only up to this much. Even the acids accelerates the chances of corrosion. So there are various problems associated with this acid rain. But what is the cause of all these things? The cause is combustion of carbon compound. So these are the harmful effect of our carbon compound. This much is enough for you. So combustion is over. Let us go for the next one called as oxidation. Student, what I am teaching to the point, you please keep this thing in your mind. Do not forget even a single point. You listen these videos again and again because question may be asked from any of the statement. So right, the second property oxidation of carbon compound. We have to focus over the alcohol and aldehyde. Even more details are not required here. Oxidation is also combination with oxygen, but this oxygen is in atomic form and obtained from oxidizing agent. So obtained from oxidizing agent. Not from air. Not from air. Means air is supplying the molecular oxygen O2, but this is the atomic oxygen O. That is the basic difference. Okay, so this thing we have to understand. Oxidation also means the addition of oxygen. As a result, the addition of oxygen, it will lead to some new compound. So combination with oxygen supplied by, complete this, supplied by oxidizing agent to give new compound. These oxidizing agent do not give the product like carbon dioxide or water. No, it is able to give the organic compound of the higher content of oxygen. What they are? If we are considering the alcohol, we have learned that, say, let me take C2H5OH or CH3CH2OH for your understanding. It is containing one oxygen. Then if it is undergoing the oxidation, it can produce aldehyde. Then finally it can lead to formation of carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid, not as the carbon dioxide. What will be the product? The product will be CH3COOH. You have to just balance it. Okay, that's enough. So student, for this oxidation, the additional oxygen is supplied by oxidizing agent. So what are the important oxidizing agent that we need to keep in mind? So the oxidizing agent like KMNO4. Student, we have to take care. This KMNO4 is an oxidizing agent. To increase its efficiency in alkaline medium or basic medium, this KMNO4 is taken. That is alkaline KMNO4. So it could be the KMNO4 or it could be the potassium dichromate. Again, the alkaline potassium dichromate. Potassium dichromate is K2Cr2O7. K2Cr2O7. That is, in full form you have to write alkaline K2Cr2O7. Cr is chromium, O is oxygen, so it is called as potassium dichromate. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, acidic potassium dichromate is also oxidizing agent.
Acidic, you can use it, but that will not be helpful because here, considering the acidic character, this hydrogen have to be removed to make it further acid. So this itself is acid. So for conversion into acid or to make this reaction feasible, basic medium is required. So what are the reaction condition? More detail you will learn in higher standard. That's why I do not want to make you people more confused. So whatever I am delivering is more than enough. So you just keep in mind, alkaline or slightly basic medium is required so that this acid means alcohol also have acidic character, but very less. The pH value is just not 7, but it is 6.9. The carboxylic acid we are writing, this itself have the pH value only nearly 6 or 6.2. Get it? So if we are already adding the acid in this medium, then this rate of conversion or the condition required for this reaction will not be fulfilled. This basic medium helps in detaching the hydrogen of this alcohol so that it can further get oxidized to acid. Getting? It is that much. Only just keep that much in your mind. Even it will not be asked in your any of the examination. Okay, student? So, but the explanation was that much only. So, a student, how to write this? The reaction that will occur with the alcohol is very important for us. So, right? Therefore, the reaction what we shall write or keep in mind is, say for ethanol, we are considering itself, even if it is the propanol, butanol, any one alcohol, it will give the same thing. Okay? That's why we can write simply, or let me write the complete reaction for this ethanol itself. CH3, CH2, OH. Above this, alkaline KMNO4 may be written, or what there could be? There could be the alkaline potassium dichromate also. Potassium dichromate, the valency is 2. So we have to put the K2 207. In fact, you will learn in higher standard in many a time whether this alkaline medium is required or acidic medium is required. This depends on the activation of this oxidizing agent. When it becomes active, in which medium this oxidizing agent can supply their oxygen for oxidation. So in some of the cases you will also get, rather than alkaline, slightly acidic can also be used. Okay, but it is favorable for the alkaline medium. For your level, this KMNO4 is very important. Most frequent questions are asked from the KMNO4. Okay, so we can leave this, but that much detail is not required. So at least you keep for KMNO4 in your mind. So what it can give? It can give us CS3 will remain as it is, and this part will get converted into COOH. Okay, student? So the general formula what we can write is alcohol oxidized to carboxylic acid students, while forming this carboxylic acid, it will undergo through the formation of aldehyde than to the acid. Getting no? But those intermediate things are not required. So alcohol oxidized to carboxylic acid in presence of oxidizing agent like KMNO4 and K2Cr2O7. Okay, just you keep in mind. From this, the question are framed very frequently. Okay, to differentiate it. Even aldehyde means alcohol with KMNO4 can give you carboxylic acid. It is this one. Even in place of this alcohol, it could be the aldehyde also. Okay. So, right. One line just. Aldehyde also shows above reaction. The fact is that this alcohol first get converted into aldehyde. So this KMNO4, if we are taking, it will first converted into its aldehyde group. The last OH will converted into the CHO with the carbon which was attached with this OH there itself. Aldehyde, then it is carboxylic acid. A student, if this alcohol is attached at the central carbon, then what will happen? Obviously, it will lead to formation of ketone. Okay, carbon attached with oxygen in between leads to formation of ketone. So it is carboxylic acid. Acid. So here we shall write. So alcohol with end OH means OH is attached at the end. But if this is containing between means the OH is not at the end, let me write in more detail. So alcohol with OH means functional group at terminal or end carbon. But if this OH is present at center carbon, then it will form ketone and it will also give the same reaction. Okay, example we shall understand a bit more. Did you written this? These are very important thing. So here the reagent is our KMNO4. A student, here reagent is very important. This KMNO4 and potassium dichromate, these are asked very frequently. Okay, now students. So in place of, many a time you will also get this in many of the book. Rather than this alkaline, even acidic, but not the complete acid or acidified word is used. K2Cr2O7. So this whether alkaline or acidic should be used, that depends on the requirement of the oxidizing agent. You have to just keep in mind this thing. For you people, I always advise you use this reagent if required. It is enough for you. So oxidation means oxygen is to be added into the molecule to form the new molecule. The important compound for this oxidation is our alcohol. Alcohol and aldehyde, they can lead to formation of finally carboxylic acid. If alcohol is there, it will get converted into the carboxylic acid. Even we can add few more, or even the ketone also. The carboxylic acid form, there the ketone molecule gets broken into the two new molecules. Okay, it will not be the simpler one. So these things are not required up to your level, but you just understand alcohol producing carboxylic acid, aldehyde and ketone also produces the same. So it was all about our oxidation reaction. Let us keep only this much. More are not required. Let us go for the third one. What was the third one? Substitution reaction. I think so. Substitution reaction of carbon compound. In next 15 minutes, I have to finish all this. Carbon compounds. A student, substitution means replacement of one atom by a new kind of atom. We have to keep in mind. So alkane or saturated hydrocarbon are undergoing the substitution reaction, not the unsaturated. So write it. Saturated. We are talking for carbon compound. That's why I'm not writing all the reactions. Otherwise, in substitution, there could be the displacement, double displacement. Those things we have already learned in our chapter number 1. So here, regarding carbon compound, saturated hydrocarbon undergoes substitution reaction. Substitution reaction. We will see next topic, but not the unsaturated. We will see next topic that these unsaturated hydrocarbons, they are undergoing addition reaction. What is this addition reaction? In this addition reaction, we have to learn about the halogenation and hydrogenation, those things. So we have to keep in mind, if there is a saturated hydrocarbon, it can undergo substitution reaction under a specific condition is required, not always. Example, say the alkane, if you are taking, then in this case, if you are taking the halogen molecule, so in presence of UV ray, or simply H nu may be written, means the light, then it can form the haloalkane. Getting now? This. But note that if there is alkene means what? Double bond or triple bond. Or alkyne over this, if you are adding the halogen, it will undergo addition, and this can occur without this light. Okay, so this thing. So here it is the addition reaction. So let us understand first regarding the alkane. So if we are taking the alkane like methane, CH4, over this if we are adding this chlorine in presence of the light, H nu. H nu is denotation of or short form of writing the light. Then it can first produces the CH3Cl with the release of HCl. Further, it can carry out, means more Cl is there, and in presence of light, it can produce the CH2, Cl2, further one means more light, and chlorine atom is in the reaction CCl3. It is called as chloroform. So how chloroform is produced? So chloroform is produced by which kind of reaction? Substitution reaction. So this question is also asked. How the chloroform is obtained? Option: addition reaction, substitution reaction, all these things. So it is formed by substitution reaction. Addition reaction must contain double bond. For that it need more than one carbon, means 2 carbon at least. Their addition will be there, and chloroform formula is something different. It contains only 1 carbon. So always formed by substitution reaction only. But even if we have the excess of this chlorine, then all the hydrogen is replaced by the chlorine to form tetrachloride. Okay, this is called as carbon tetrachloride. Getting now? So here we have to keep in mind the chloroform is formed by this substitution reaction. Substitution of whose? Methane. Do not forget this. So it was the one reaction. We can take the other one also. Students, if we are considering the higher one, say, though the chances of asking are rare, but please understand this. In place of this, if we have the CH3 Cl2, what does it mean? It simply means this CH, C, H, and one more H is there, and this is our Cl. How is this mechanism? If once you understand this, you can quickly understand. So in this case, this hydrogen and this Cl, they will just get liberated, and this chlorine will just attack here to form the product is our H, C, H, C, H, Cl. A student, we have also learned whether you are taking any of the hydrogen at any of the places here, all the hydrogen are identical. So this chlorine can attach any of or replace any of the hydrogen. It will always give the same result. Getting? It is this one. But if we consider the compound like this, say CH3, CH2, CH3 with Cl2, maybe Br2 also. Okay, in presence of light, always there is light, what it will form. Now the chances of attacking of this chlorine over this hydrogen, as well as there is a chance of attaching with this hydrogen. So there are two possibilities. This way, two different isomers we can get. So let me draw this one and let me write one statement. That will be the final one. So right, I am taking the CH3, CH2, CH3, this one. Over this chlorine Cl is to be attached, what it can produce. The first one is, say this, all the end carbon. End carbon means what, student? Means these bonds or these hydrogen, all these bonds are identical. Okay, so whether this chlorine is replacing any of these hydrogen in this region, it will always give the same kind of compound, and it will be our, means even if we are attaching the chlorine by replacing the very first hydrogen, it will be same. Means any of the hydrogen is replaced here, mean the same compound. This we have learned when the compound or the different structural formula like isomers. It is this way. So whether you are replacing this first hydrogen or means hydrogen at this end or hydrogen at this carbon, all of them will give the same result. They are going to give us the same result. Okay, it is the one thing that we have learned. It is one of the product. Now what is the other possibility? Other possibility is that, see here in this case, this hydrogen and these two hydrogen and carbon bonds are different from that of these. Okay, these were identical to each other, but these are different from these two carbon hydrogen bond. So there is a chance that it can replace this hydrogen to give a new compound. In this case, it can give a new compound. What is that new compound? The new compound, the chlorine will be attached over the central carbon. Now this chlorine may be drawn at the any of this hydrogen, only one hydrogen I am taking, then H, H, H. Okay, student, this is the second structure. So this first and second structure are different. So 1 and 2 are here isomers. 1 and 2 are isomers. So what we are observing that with the higher alkane or higher carbon containing chain, the substitution reaction can give different product. Here I have just replaced one of the hydrogen by chlorine. Successively it is possible to replace the other hydrogen also, whether this hydrogen or this hydrogen. Now the question arises, which hydrogen will be replaced? And even before that, whether this first product will be formed or the second product will be formed, which one will be formed in how much percentage, or both in equal amount, or means the chance of forming first is more or second is more. All these things are belonging to higher standard. You will learn that the second compound is formed more, or the chance of forming second compound is more as compared to the first. Why? They are stable radicals. These things you will learn in higher standards, so no need to go in those much detail right now. So what we have to simply understand or write here, very simple thing, that so the higher, write data statement, higher alkanes forms different kinds or isomers during a different kind of, let me complete this, different kind of product during substitution reaction. It is this one. Okay, student, only this much is enough for you people. Getting now? So please keep in mind. So for the simplest one, how the chloroform is formed? Through the substitution reaction. If higher order alkane is taken, like here we have taken the propane. In this propane we are getting the two different kind of compound. Maybe asked to draw this reaction, and you may need to give the name also. It is propane, but chlorine is attached at the first position, so 1 chloropropane. The first one is 1 chloropropane, but the second one is The second one is our, because the numbering always start with this 1, 2, 3. It is always falling at 2. So it is our 2-chloropropane. Okay, student. If you are taking the butane, then there could be the isobutane and many more. So just we have to understand up to this much. So this was all about our substitution reaction. Now let us go for the addition reaction. Addition reaction of carbon compounds. Students, this addition, where the addition can occur? Addition can occur only at double bond and triple bond. Means adding the two reactants or two molecules to give the single product. For that, there must be some site of reaction to combine together. So this addition reaction, it is for unsaturated hydrocarbons. Bonds like our alkene and alkyne and alkyne. Getting now? It do not occur. These are the differences you have to keep in mind regarding alkane and alkene and alkynes also. So it do not occur in alkane. For the alkanes, it do not occur. That is making the difference. It is one thing. Now, how this is happening? So this unsaturated hydrocarbon over this, we can add the hydrogen molecule. So if this hydrogen is in axis 1, the unsaturation or the point of unsaturation is being get saturated, and it will form the saturated hydrocarbon. Saturated hydrocarbon. How is this? So this process of conversion of unsaturated hydrocarbon by adding hydrogen into saturated hydrocarbon, this reaction is called as addition of hydrogen is called hydrogenation. And this hydrogenation technique is used in making artificial ghee, make dalda or vanaspati ghee, what we are calling, or vanaspati ghee. Okay, student? Because this unsaturated are mostly always occurring in liquid form. But while it gets saturated, it can exist in semi-solid or solid form. Like we are observing the ghee during the winter exists in solid form, but the oil what we are getting from the plant, they are in liquid form. Mostly the unsaturated hydrocarbon, these are from plant. But when hydrogen is added, this gets converted into the saturated. So that's why this term vanaspati from this plant is used. Okay, we will see with the example. If we are considering the unsaturated alkane or alkyne, so it may be your first one is alkene, because alkene do not undergo the reaction. It need one hydrogen to give us alkane. But if we are considering the alkyne, here we are considering just only 1 point of unsaturation, then it leads 2 hydrogen to give alkane. This makes the difference between alkene and alkyne. How is this happening? Let us take example, by that we can understand. A student, we are considering the 2 carbon having double bond with the simplest molecule. It is this one. What is this? It is ethene. When hydrogen is added, means HH is there. What will happen? One of this hydrogen, this bond will start breaking, and out of these 2 bonds, one of the bond will break here, and one of this hydrogen will attach with this one, and this will attach with this one. As a result, it can give whatever the 2 earlier hydrogen at this carbon, that will remain as it is. And now this carbon gets converted into the single bond, and the 2 new hydrogen being added here. Are you getting? These are the 2 new hydrogen. Let me draw in this. Get it? So this is what addition. Here in molecular form rather than in this structural form, it may be drawn like this. It is what? C2H4. While it is reacting with H2, what it will give? It will give C2H6. So addition of this hydrogen, this is called hydrogenation. This way, from alkene, it have get converted into alkane. So it's ethane. You get it? It is like this one. Now let us consider the second one for alkene. Alkene means the carbon-carbon triple bond. Let us consider the simplest one. This can react with one of the hydrogen first to give which product? Just one of the bond will be broken first. So let me draw in different color. Let us consider the hydrogen as this H and H. What will happen? This hydrogen, for attaching, it will just break one of the hydrogen bond here. So it's get converted into this carbon with their earlier hydrogen, and now this gets first converted into the alkene with their earlier hydrogen, and one more hydrogen is attached at each of them. So one more hydrogen get added here. Later on, getting more hydrogen means more hydrogen is present here, means it is being added with more hydrogen here. So let me draw with different color. Hydrogen and hydrogen. So this time again this will break and one of the double bond will break. So the structure change like this. So final structure between the 2 carbon, there will be single bond, and with this the original hydrogen of alkyne will be there. Then the 2 hydrogen which is being added first, one on each, it will be there. Later on, one more hydrogen which is being added in the 3rd stage here. This hydrogen also there. So this way what we are getting here. Here we are getting the 2 molecule of hydrogen. One is this, another one is this. These are the 2 molecule of hydrogen which is being added. That's why we had put 2H2O here. Are you getting now? I hope so. So therefore, what is happening? Let us observe this more. It is our alkyne. It's first get converted into alkene Then with the excess of hydrogen, it's get converted into the alkane. Getting? So this process of adding hydrogen is called hydrogenation. So alkyne takes two hydrogen molecule and produces alkane by going through the formation of alkene. In between means not going to alkane. If we want to stop this reaction up to this alkene, we can stop it by limiting the hydrogen. So excess hydrogen is not there, then the reaction may stop to alkene itself. So it was regarding the addition of hydrogen called as hydrogenation. Students, what are the use of hydrogenation? So write this, just one line I will write. Hydrogenation is used for making trans fat or for making vanaspati ghee or dalda. Okay, whatever the trans fat you are taking, all of them are. So here the oil or vegetable oil from plant, also called as vegetable oil. So vegetable oil is hydrogenated. Hydrogenated means addition of hydrogen. Okay, student? Yeah, it is also in your book. To give the new compound called dalda. Okay, students? So it gives us vanaspati ghee or dalda. Okay, student. A student, here hydrogen is being added. Like substitution reaction, some specific condition is required. I mean, this reaction can be made faster if we are using the catalyst. Catalysts are what? Certain substance which are not used during the reaction, but that helps in carrying out the reaction. They are called as catalysts. So catalysts are required. Means catalysts are the facilitator of this reaction. So in presence, wherever hydrogen, the catalyst is always nickel or palladium. So these are the metal. Over the metal surface, this have to be passed. There we can get this. Okay, student? So if required, let me put the nickel here, nickel here. So you will get this. So this nickel as a catalyst, you may write here, catalyst. So nickel catalyst. So these are the catalyst. Do not think that this nickel will present in the product also. No, catalysts are not used up or not combining themselves, but they are providing this surface area for carrying out this reaction. They are the activator. Okay, so you can add the nickel at all these places in the presence of nickel. In short form, it is this one. Okay, so maybe a structural form it is given or in the molecular form it is given. You have to understand and you have to write it. So this hydrogenation is very important. So this was the first. Another one, in place of this hydrogen, we can take the halogen molecule. So write that one. The second one is unsaturated. Just 5 more minutes. So unsaturated hydrocarbon with halogen molecule, it can give us haloalkane. Okay, not the halo. Yes, haloalkane is there, but this gets converted into the saturated haloalkane. Haloalkanes, that makes difference. Let us understand. So this process of adding halogen, so this process is called as halogenation. Understand this? Let us take the first example. At CH double bond, CH is there. Over this, I'm going to take the chlorine itself, Cl. What will happen? As earlier, the same mechanism will happen here. This will break into the two parts to give Cl, and that will attached. Break it this with this bond, attach one as this, another as this. A student, complete this CH2 or fill this valency. So it become like CH, H, and the single bond now become the two hydrogen which was present earlier. It is this one, and the two new hydrogen. In place of hydrogen, what is going to add here? Like earlier we were adding the hydrogen, but now it is our chlorine. So it is our chlorine. Are you getting? So it is dichloroethane. The chlorine is present at two different positions. So the name is 1,2-dichloroethane is formed. So it is haloalkane. Correct? It is like this one. The two chlorine will not present on same carbon. If in many a time in MCQs it is asked also, or even in NTSE it was asked to you people also, can we write this as, or what is the molecular formula? The molecular formula is CH2Cl, CH2Cl. This is the molecular formula. Okay, can you write this as CH3CH and Cl2? No. If you are writing this way, it becomes wrong. Means if you are thinking that it is going to produce the two hydrogen, means just we have to add. Let us add all the hydrogen. The total 4 hydrogen are there. So let us keep these 3 hydrogen at one carbon and 1 hydrogen at the other carbon, and let us add the 2 chlorine on single carbon. Say chlorine and chlorine. A student, if you are drawing this structure, it is incorrect. Getting no? It is not formed. It is incorrect. The students, so you must keep in mind it is incorrect. So do not write this way. So always preferable is draw the structure, write in this form. So separating it. Do not write. Even try to avoid writing like this. Even we can write this as, in short form we can write, it is our C2H4 and this is our Cl2. The best way of writing, many a time students are writing this way, it is C2H4Cl2. Okay, by writing molecular formula or writing just in molecular formula form, it is okay. Okay, but if in the structure form it is asked, this doesn't mean this one. This always mean this one. Are you okay? Because if only this molecular formula is this one formed, and if we are writing this one, then there is a chance of drawing this structure also. So this structure is wrong. That's why I always advise to write this C differently for such a reaction. Never go for combining them together than writing the product. No, avoid those things. Otherwise, there is always a chance of mistake. Getting my student? So let us just stop it here. So it was this one. If we are taking the ethanol, In place of this, if we are taking, say, one alkene, or let me take the second one. There's CH2, double bond CH2. In place of chlorine, if you are taking this Br bromine, what you will get? You will get this as CH2, CH2 with one bromine here. So better way you may denote like this one also, or adding a bond here. This denotation is also very nice. It is giving the complete structure. A student, this chlorine, this is acting as gas. But this bromine, we have learned that only non-metal which is existing in liquid form is the bromine. Getting? So this bromine exists as liquid. It is one thing. And the color of this is brown. So this bromine is also sometimes called as bromine water. Bromine water. It appears like water with slightly brown color. A student, once if you have added this bromine over this ethene, so this is our alkene, ethene, this is the colorless ethene, then this do not have color, no color. So once this bromine water is put into the liquid ethene, or this gas, the gas in this ethene is existing in gas form. So once this gas is passed into this liquid, means how is this structure? We may consider like this one. We are considering like this, and then we are observing. Say the another cylinder. So another one is our cylinder of from this is any unknown gas. Let us consider this is any unknown gas. So this is the gas, and this container contains the bromine water. Bromine water. Just wait for another 4 to 5 minutes. It is containing this bromine water. So it is this one, like here it is taken. Once this knob is open and it is allowed to go through this or pass through this, once you allow this, then you will observe that this brown color get faded. Okay, so right, this is the valve you may consider. Opening valve, gas passes. This gas is our ethene that we are considering, passes to bromine water, means I may write Br in liquid form, or better to write complete bromine water so that you can remember it. Bromine water, then the color of bromine is lost or changed or get faded. Okay, it is this one. So this test means this way we can use this bromine water for testing this gas, whether it is saturated or unsaturated. So thus it can be used for testing unsaturated on opening the valve. This is our unsaturated gas. Okay, now student, unsaturated. In this tank, it could be your alkene or alkyne. Only these two are there, then only this can happen. So this is used for testing unsaturated gas. So this test is called as, bromine water test. Very important. Called as bromine water test. Okay, student. So what is this bromine water test? If it is asked for the bromine water test, it means you have to write this reaction. This is our bromine water test. Okay. So bromine water test is a method of identifying unsaturated compound or differentiating saturated from the unsaturated compound. So right, this bromine water test, right student, bromine water test is, water test is used to identify or differentiate, to identify unsaturated compound, or differentiate between saturated and unsaturated. Why? So if we have the alkane, which is the saturated, in this case, if you are adding the bromine in liquid form, no reaction. Do not think for the substitution reaction. Mostly substitution reaction occur with the chlorine. Chance of substitution even with the bromine is very, very less. So controlling and even for the substitution, you need the ultraviolet light. Here we are not giving the light, therefore no reaction will occur. Are you getting this? Means if you are taking this as C2, or let me write as CS3 plus Br, no reaction. Getting no? Here we are no light, बस आप light मत डालिए, reaction होगा ही नहीं. So this way we can control this reaction. If light is there, then there could be the substitution. Okay, no light, no substitution, so no reaction. But if we have this alkene with this bromine, then it gives you halo or bromo alkane, and this color of this bromine water, this is our bromine water, and color of bromine water is lost. It is this thing. Okay, let us write the formula wise. So it is our alkene, so CH2 double bond CH2 Over this we are putting the Br, though it is in the liquid form. What is going to form? CH2, single bond CH2, the one Br will be attached with this, another Br will be attached with this. So bromine water. So this way, from this way we are getting that the color or the brown color of bromine water is lost. It is this one. Getting now? The same thing can also occur with the alkene. Here for alkene we have written. It is alkene. Are you getting now, student? It is ENE, not ANE. Now let us consider for the alkyne plus Br2. Surely it can happen. It can also give, or first it will give bromo alkene. Then for further, if bromine is there, then it can give bromo alkane. Means what? In alkene we need two molecules. Means double. So alkene with twice of Br2 means double. The volume can be measured even to differentiate between the alkene and alkyne. So it can give you the bromo alkane. Okay. Example we may write, or CH triple bond CH to this Br, or let me open this bond for your better understanding. So one H is here, another H is here. So student, first what will happen? This bond will break to attach here. So HC, one Br will form here with double bond BrH. Student, don't worry. Even if you are changing this position, first you are writing H here and Br here, that doesn't make any difference. Okay. Then again, another bromine molecule Br is there. This will break, and this, or even the upper one we may break, because all these three are identical at any of the place. We can keep two bromine and one hydrogen. So one hydrogen, bromine, bromine, other bromine, other bromine. Are we getting? So here we have to note that the volume or amount of bromine water, not able to write this pen here, water required is doubled in alkyne with respect to which one? Alkene. Are we getting? So only this volume get, or the amount get doubled. So this way we are observing that. So unsaturated means both alkene as well as the alkyne can give the bromoalkane. Are we getting? So it was this. So also here the color of bromine water is, and change in color of bromine water. So it is all about. Means both alkene and alkyne can give this bromine water test, but not the alkane. So we have learned alkane can undergo substitution, alkene can go addition. In this addition, there could be hydrogenation or halogenation. If we are considering the bromine, that can be used for testing purposes because the color, brown color of the bromine water is being lost. Yes, student, with this, we have finished the entire property. The other like physical properties and some of the things I will write later. And I think you are already knowing these things. Like CH4 is existing as the gas, their molecular formula, all these things. So this was all about today class. Yes, student, any doubt then please ask. Otherwise, we have finished the entire chemical property up to your level by explaining each and everything. Yes, student. So it is very important. You have to keep in mind each and every point. What are the harmful effects? What is difference between combustion and oxidations? Those things. So this was all about today. Properties of carbon compound. Yes, any doubt then please ask, otherwise I am going to stop it here. Yes, tell me.
Sir, alkyne plus 2 Br2 is alkane.
हाँ वही लिखा हूं ना, उधर मिसिंग है क्या? लेट मी करेक्ट. एल्काइन में 2 लगाइए ना. ओनली द नंबर से एल्काइन में हाइड्रोजनेशन में भी हमने इधर वी हैव जस्ट इंक्रीज. ओके, इट इज दिस वन. सिमिलर फैशन we have to use for the alkene. We have added 1 molecule. So unsaturated means both alkene and alkyne both can undergo this reaction. Wherever unsaturated term is used means it is for both. So here for 1 chlorine it is possible, even for bromine also the same thing also hold good for, means this test also good for the एल्कीन. हाँ, एल्कीन के लिए हमने इधर 2 लिखा है ना, देखिए एक इधर है दूसरा इधर है. दीज आर द 2. आप
अल्काइन होना है ना.
द अमाउंट में से हमको कितना नंबर में चाहिए वही उसका वॉल्यूम कहलाता है. So the volume of bromine water required is doubled in alkyne with respect to alkene. सही तो लिखा हूं इससे ऊपर.
सर ऊपर फॉर्मूला अल्कीन लिखा है.
पुट करिए ना यहाँ पे पुट करिए ना 2. यू मीन दिस वन नो ओनली. लेकिन देखिए इसको जब हमने बस एक्सप्लेन किया है तो यह देखिए पहले हम एल्कीन बनाए हैं. दिस वन इसको भी हमने 2 बार में दिखलाया है ना, इधर से ये बनाए हैं फिर ये बनाया. यहाँ देखिए
सर अल्कीन अल्काइन लिखना था ना.
Not exactly getting. आप अपने में थोड़ा करेक्ट करिए. ओके, आई एम सर्चिंग एंड आई विल करेक्ट इट. जस्ट वेट. हाँ, यहाँ पे इसको जरा alkene where we have written, say for alkane bromine no reaction, it's okay. For alkene 1 bromine is required, it is giving, it is okay. और एल्काइन देखिए एक एल्काइन के लिए हमने डायरेक्ट फॉर्मूले नहीं लिखे हैं, आप चाहिए तो यहाँ पे लिख लीजिए. आई हैव एक्सप्लेन दिस हाउ इट इज हैपनिंग, बट इफ यू वांट टू राइट यू मे राइट लाइक दिस. एल्काइन with 2 bromine give us bromo alkane. Okay, here the 2 bromine is required in this case to get bromo alkane, but I have explained this in the different step. Once this alkene will get, alkyne will get converted into alkene by 1 molecule, and by other molecule this alkene will get converted into alkyne. Yeah, the same thing is also written no here. Whatever I have written above, the same is also written here. Alkyne, yeah, you mean this one. Yeah, Vivek, you were asking this, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so spelling mistake hai Vivek, I was saying that. Okay, good, at least you are careful. So it is this one. Okay, student, so it is this one. This way we have learned everything about this. Yeah, student, any doubt then please ask, otherwise let me stop the class here. No doubt? Students, now you people please do the homework of your textbook. So write down the homework. Students, homework, excluding soap and detergent, all the question you can do from your textbook. So let me go through that quickly. Properties of carbon, this we have learned, everything we have learned. See this question. So these are your homework. This is our textbook, blue question, page number. Let me quickly copy it. Page number 71. Up to this much we can do. Okay, regarding this, see this ethanol, alcohol, one more elimination reaction is there that I will explain tomorrow. Then we will go for one more property for acid. Regarding two compound, we have to learn two more reaction that we will do tomorrow, and this soap and detergent we will also finish. The students, you please do this exercise question. Yes, you people can do this. While cooking, if the bottom of the vessel is getting blackened on outside, it means the food is not cooked completely, the fuel is not burning completely, the fuel is wet, the fuel is burning completely. What? Incomplete combustion. Fuel is not burning completely. It's so easy, students. I hope so. So draw the electron dot structure. This thing we have already done. Homologous series. What is this? How many ethanol mixture you can leave? Up to 7 you can do. 7 carbon and its fuel most application. What are the common and its, what are compound and its carbon and its compound used in the fuel and its application? From today you can search the answer to this. Which of the following hydrocarbon goes addition reaction? Yeah, 13 you people can do. So what is hydrogenation? Student, are you getting? Hydrogenation, the definition was asked. So addition of hydrogen over the unsaturated hydrocarbon to get saturated hydrocarbon is called as hydrogenation. What is this industrial application? I had explained, for making the banaspati ghee. The same thing is asked here. So this 11 to which is give the test that can be used to differentiate chemically between the butter and cooking oil. What the test can be done? Butter is already saturated animal product, no hydrogenation, but in oil we can do the hydrogenation. One thing, even halogenation can also be done. Okay, so same bromine water test can be done here. So 11, 12, 13, 14, write this. Then exercise, our exercise question number 1 to 4, the MCQs you have to do, and 11 to 14. Please do this much. This much is enough for you. Yeah, student, any doubt then please tell me, otherwise we have gone too longer today to finish this topic. Tomorrow we are able to finish this entire chapter, because the important thing we have already covered. We are left with very small topic.